Now, if your Skidoo starts kind of bogging and you notice that you're losing power a bit and you're fouling up plugs or it just doesn't seem like it's running right, you know, you might want to check the coil. On these newer ones, this one's an 05, so early years in the new stages. To remove the coil, you got to undo these two bolts here. There's one there, there's one there. You're going to put that down here and out of your way. Okay? Then number two, you want to pop that out of there. And you're going to grab a 10 mil wrench, 10 mil socket. Make sure there's no power to the sled, of course. Disconnect the battery. And yeah, go from there. So we're going to do that next. Just going to disconnect the negative terminal. This is not a requirement, but every time they say you're screwing with starters or anything like that, or anything electrical or anything in general, you should always remove the positive or the negative terminal post. Not the post, the connection to it. Now, it's fine and dandy, you disconnect your battery, you see how that's sitting up against that. You need to move that over here. And make sure it doesn't ground off the sled. Just make sure the wires are free. That's probably why they say disconnect the positive. In this case, I just disconnect the negative. There's no power to the sled now. The sled is dead. So now we just grab our little 10 mil open end wrench here. Our 10 mil close end wrench. Again, sorry for the horrible filming. At least you get the idea of how to do it. Right. It's very simple. Really, it is. So just an angle there. Kind of hop in here and get on that bolt. Just kind of undo it. Just gonna put the camera down for a second. Now the reason why we're changing this coil is because simply, there we go. So the plate is out. There's a bolt here, a bolt there. Now, just a suggestion, if you ever take the bolts out and you don't want to know where the heck they go back in, just kind of throw them back on throw the nut back on the bolt. Even exactly how it came out so you can remember exactly how and where it goes back in. This little plate slides in and out. I just left this one out. I got sick of trying to take it out nicely. So now we're getting to the coil. So this coil here, just gotta disconnect here. Pull that. There's that. Now there's two ways to go about this. You can take the wire caps off. We bought a used coil, okay? So to eliminate any kind of confusion here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the whole inside the sled here. I'm just taking the is it an HO? No, it's just a 600, this one. Just taking all the wires off. So out comes the old coil. Now see if there's any signs of, there's no signs of damage. No sign of damage on the coil itself. But sometimes even the rubber will split and stuff, and next thing you know you got split rubber, but there's no signs of damage to the coil. But that really doesn't mean anything these days. Back in the day you could kind of see them melted down here or something, or see something up. Anyway, this is the new used coil here. Looks a bit cleaner. I don't think it's been cleaned. I just think it's a Bosch. So it's made by Bosch, obviously. Bombardier, and look at the difference of coils right there. This one's been on the sled for 15,000 clicks. This has probably been on the sled for 5,000 clicks. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna mount it back to this plate first. And I'll show you why, because you know what, I need just a plug and play from here, right? So we're gonna look at the coil. And I go, okay, well maybe that's how that was. Look at the coil, see how it sits. So the coil clearly, this is outside, this is outside. So anyway, sorry for the couple takes. I'm just trying to look at something. Okay. So the coil sits on there like so. I'll show you here. Sorry for the bad camera footage. GoPro is currently down. Coil sits on there like so. Goes back in the sled like so. And we're just gonna bolt this back, and we'll be right back with footage in a second. Now, if your sled's bogging down, you might want to check. You know, it might not always be the coil, but the best way to check to see if your coil's gone is to, you know, pull the plugs off, pull the caps off the plugs, find the ground, you know, side of the engine, whatever. Crank the sled over. And the newer ones, it's a little harder because they will kind of kill itself out. But it can be done very easily. It's not rocket science. You'll see the spark from your spark plug. Or you can buy those spark testers for they're cheap. And you can buy one of them. So okay, we got the coil mounted back on this plate here. Just gonna feed these wires through. Now they're both, I don't know if they're the same length, but check this out. No, one wire is longer, one wire is shorter. So that's kind of a good indication and a very good idea, you know, what side goes where, right? But it also does say mag, and on the other side it probably says PTO. I'm gonna assume it says PTO and mag. That's my assumption. So again, I'm holding my phone, so I'm sorry for this, you know, shaky footage. You know, but I told everybody I'd be getting new footage, and you know, I've been kind of gone for 5 months. So okay, so that's in there. So we're gonna feed our wires through here like so. That way they're just kind of there. And you want to make sure when you feed them through, you're not gonna like have to redo this. You want to just kind of do it once. And another thing people don't realize when you're feeding, like say wires like this through, when you cross them, let's just say like this, okay, that could cause problems. Believe it or not, that can cause problems. If there is a slight, you know, crack in a wire or whatever, I've seen that cause problems before. So we're just kind of going to get them through, just enough to say, hey, they're through. I'm gonna put them through. You know, they're done from here. Done my part. Now we're just going to clip this on. Obviously, this goes this way. I just did sort of a video. Again, sorry for the footage. I don't have nothing to speed it up. I have no editing tool. I don't need none. This is how it's done. So if you want to know how it's done, fast forward through to the spots where, you know, you're at or where I'm at or whatever. The spots you're having troubles with. Yeah, this sled was it was firing on one cylinder, and I knew something was up when I put it in reverse or in the RER, and it didn't go in RER, right? Obviously the sled died. It's very, you know, either the cylinder's done or you know, it could be a whole shitload of stuff, right, when it comes to that. But I was hoping it wasn't the cylinder, because that would freaking suck. Sorry guys, just gonna grab a little tool here. Grab this piece of plastic, bend it over a little. Try not to break it. And this is one thing, because then now you're gonna have your coil bouncing around. Shitty footage, but hey man, you know, you'll know how to change a coil, and you know from like first-hand experience. I've seen 1,000 videos and shit lately on how to do stuff, and I'll tell you, it's not like real hands. It's hands-on. There's out, and then all of a sudden they got the coil on, and it's like, oh, I got the coil on, and I was gonna do that in this case. So what I'm fighting with is that plastic piece. This is jumped back up kind of way. I'm gonna stick it back down here. just sitting there. Take this plastic piece, we're gonna bend it back. Have to jump in here for a second. Bend it back, slide it in, slid in, just give it a little tap. It's not kind of quite centered to me. I don't recommend hammering anything, by the way, but okay, this is a tough little fucking sled. Yeah, make sure both sides are even, like there's not one side's pushed in and the other's not. I recommend this in any kind of case, do the hard side first. And that way when it comes to this side, you want to tap on that. Alright, so I'll put that there for a second. We'll hop over to this side. We just ran our wires through and I'm just gonna probably hang it out. Gonna reach in here and see what we're dealing with, make sure we're not in a tangled mess. Yeah, we're not, so that's cool. Okay, so biggest mistake people will make, mag side. Well, maybe these are short and long. Yeah, there's a short and long. So mag, you're over here, okay? Mag's always the side opposite of the clutch. PTO is always the side with the clutch. Now, I'm noticing that one over the steering, or is it just got lots of room? So I'd recommend, maybe zip tying them back in a way or getting them over. These have been stored for a while, this setup, because, see if it does sit on the... See how they're not crossing anyway, though? See how they're not crossed? I'm going to personally zip tie this up so it's not sitting on that steering and over, 6 months' time. It's rubbed its way out of rubbed its way down, and next thing you know, we're doing this all again, and we're thinking we've checked the wires. We have checked the wires in this job. So anyway... Plugs are in. I'll zip tie that after. Close this back up. Again, 2005 GSX. Coil swap. Exactly how to do it. The real way, no edit. Backyard garage, of course. And then we're just going to install the pull cord, which made things so much easier. Actually, I'm not going to lie. When I jumped to the 4-strokes myself and the newer 2-strokes, I said, fuck, they really made them so you can't work on them. Honestly, I think they're way more accessible. Like if you gotta pull a motor out of this, it's actually not that bad. All the plastics come off pretty easy and it's not that bad. So put this bolt in here. It's a 7mm. Thought it was an 8. Grabbed a 7 randomly. So yeah, I'll try a 7. Sure shit, 7mm. So we're gonna hammer these back in here. I did not do any of this other extra wiring. Somebody put a light bar on the sled, a little one. I thought that was kind of funny. But not my gig. You'll never see a light bar on any of my shit, and not even my truck. This is me. So what we're doing right now is we're just putting these bolts in. Now this bolt, be extra careful. This is your oil tank, right? So it doesn't hurt to take that extra, couple seconds and make sure the bolt goes in straight, and yeah, it just doesn't hurt fucking nothing. The last thing you want is a fucking cracked oil jug. You can seal it. You don't have to. Just put it in perfect. Just snug it. These don't need to be super tight. I'd rather have a bolt in this area, slowly wiggle itself a little looser, crack my oil tank. So yes, I will just snug this up. That's good enough. Same with this. Snug. Okay. Battery reconnect. And we'll see if this sled fires up. That'll be the true test. Because it was running like a bag of shit. Hasn't ran for a couple days, so I have to warm up. But that'd be the true test. So So again, just disconnect the negative terminal. Usually they say positive, but I honestly wasn't going to disconnect it at all. I only did it because they say you should, and you really just should. But it wasn't going to ground off anything because it was sitting away. But still, disconnect the positive terminal, not the negative. I'd say that's the only thing that you could really comment on this job. That and the camera footage, which I really don't. You know, this is for the guy that, like me, that's like, fuck. And then check it, or while you're on it, check it and make sure she's tight when you're in, right? She's tight. That's kind of and then just kind of see how I see some oil here. Always check for little shit like that, okay? Now I'm gonna fire the sled up. That's just the. I'm gonna fire the sled up. See how she runs. Oh, she's running DESS.